Now it's a little difficult to see, but on the bottom there's two columns of air bubbles coming up, and on the top the bubbles get a little bigger because I think what happens is they kind of merge. But at the very bottom is an extremely fine bubble, and that fine bubble does help aerate the water. And down there is my DIY air diffuser, and it looks exactly like this right here. So this is like a MacGyver piece of a diffuser. This is a 1 micron sediment filter. It's actually it has activated carbon. Reportedly, based on the advertisement on Amazon, it's 1 micron spacing. So I got two of them. They're 2.5 inch by 10, pretty standard size. It goes inside the home filter unit that you install before the water gets inside the house. Now these things are hollow on each end, like so. So what I did was I put a 1-inch flex pipe, and then I welded here, and then I sealed it on this side. Also on this side I sealed it as well. I teed it off, then added a barb adapter for the hose, and that's it. So that's all I needed to do. Really simple, but I think it's pretty effective. The bubbles are just really nice and small, like super nice, super tiny bubble, and it should last a pretty long time. So I'm gonna do this one for the smaller pond. So here's an idea I have for making an air diffuser using a sediment filter cartridge. This is made for like those home filter cartridge that goes between the main water pipe and the house. The measurement is about 2.5 inch by 10, and reportedly, based on the advertisement, this is a 1 micron spacing filter cartridge. So essentially what that means is just a tiny little holes. My plan is to put a tube through here and seal one end, and then have the other end be connected and coupled to an air pump. So I did something like this. I took a 1-inch flex poly pipe. This is basically I can't think of the name at the moment, but it's just something that you get at Home Depot. It's basically like a plex pipe, and it's flexible. And so one end I just capped it up by melting a piece of plastic of the same material, welded onto it. I'm gonna put it in between. Oh, also I cut out little holes in here too, so air can come out. And it's gonna come between inside this cartridge, like so. And then at the top, I'm gonna have to silicone all this together, right? Keep it together, silicone this in, and connect the air hose through here. And I have to find a way to put it down on the floor of the pond. That way it can stay submerged. And I'm gonna test it out after I I have to let it dry for about a day, and then get the coupler in. So it'll be kind of a fun project. It may or may not work, but I thought it was worth it to try it out. It's probably pretty cheap. It's not that you couldn't buy one of those air diffuser discs. You could, but I thought the 1 micron would probably get a lot of little air bubbles in, just for testing purpose. So here's a look at the inner pipe with the holes cut out. This will just go right inside it like this, and then I'm gonna silicone it again. I have to do a couple of sets just to put them together. So here is the dual cartridge getting assembled already. It's tee off with a 3/4 inch, and then this end right here is threaded because the the barb right here let's connect to this hose. It's actually a 1.5 inch thread, pipe thread, but unfortunately I don't have the T's, or at least everything here is 3/4 inch, so I had to use a little adapter. But I'm gonna go ahead and twist this in and then give it a try. I also made another one just because I don't know if it's gonna work, but I made another one just in case if it does. Silicone's been drying since the morning, so I think it should be good enough for now. Alright, and then I tape at the T area here with this extra tape just for a little support. This is like a Gorilla waterproof tape. Both ends seems to be okay, nicely sealed. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and twist this in here, and then we're gonna drop it down this pond to see if it actually works. Alright, so here's the vinyl hose connected with a worm clamp, and because this thing is steel and my pond right here has a liner, I don't want the risk of this thing rubbing against the liner and eventually puncturing it. So what I'm gonna do is use some Gorilla tape, and then we're just gonna go around and seal it up just for extra protection. There you go, it's a Gorilla waterproof tape, so should be good, and it can go in the water right away. Alright, we're gonna give this a try. Well, here is the immediate issue, which I totally forgot about, but I gotta actually get it to sink. It's gotta have some weight, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a zip tie and also some weight, some steel or something. Then I'm just gonna drop it at the deepest part down there. Alright, so I had some weights tied down to it, and this is a 40 liter per minute pump, and that doesn't look too bad. I got a big stream of bubble coming up from both of those cartridges, so I'm gonna pull it up and see, because it's kind of far, so we want to see the quality of the bubble, and hopefully it's decent. Let me see. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. A lot of fine bubbles. See that? Yeah, that's a lot of fine bubbles right there. Check it out. Let me bring it up a little more. I guess it works. Alright.